Have you ever loved someone, but found yourself pulling away from them, ignoring their messages, creating distance, becoming cold? Not because you stopped caring, but because caring became overwhelming. It sounds contradictory. Why would someone push away the very people they love? The answer lies deep inside human psychology. Let's go deeper. Most people assume that love naturally creates closeness, and often it does. But for some people, love creates fear, not fear of the other person, fear of what they might lose. Because the closer someone gets, the more vulnerable we become. The more we have to lose. And for some minds, that vulnerability feels dangerous. Now imagine this. Someone grows up learning that relationships don't always last. People leave, trust gets broken, love becomes unpredictable. Over time, the brain learns a simple rule. If you don't get too attached, you can't get hurt. Years later, they meet someone amazing, someone kind, someone who genuinely cares. But instead of feeling safe, their brain feels threatened. Not because the relationship is unhealthy, but because it's unfamiliar. Now here's something important. The human brain doesn't always choose what's healthy. It often chooses what's familiar, even if the familiar thing is painful. If chaos feels familiar, peace can feel strange. If emotional distance feels normal, real intimacy can feel uncomfortable. Now let's go deeper. Psychologists call this attachment, the way we learn to connect with others. Some people naturally move closer when they feel loved. Others instinctively move away, not because they don't care, because closeness activates old fears. Fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of disappointment, fear of depending on someone. Now here's the deeper truth. Many people who push others away secretly hope those people will stay. Think about that. They create distance, then feel hurt when the other person leaves. From the outside, it doesn't make sense, but psychologically, they're testing something. They're asking a question they never say out loud. If I make things difficult, will you still choose me? The problem is, healthy people usually don't see it as a test. They simply think they've become unwanted, and they leave. Now let's take it one level deeper. Another reason people push others away is shame. They believe that if someone truly knew them, they wouldn't stay. So instead of waiting to be rejected, they reject first. It feels safer, more controlled, less painful. At least, that's what the brain believes. Now here's something fascinating. The strongest relationships aren't the ones without fear. They're the ones where people learn to communicate despite fear. Because fear hidden behind silence creates distance. Fear spoken honestly creates connection. Now, what can we learn from this? First, not every cold behavior means a lack of love. Sometimes it's a sign of unresolved fear. Second, if you recognize yourself in this pattern, ask yourself an honest question. Am I protecting my heart or preventing it from experiencing love? And finally, remember this. Real strength isn't pushing people away before they can hurt you. Real strength is allowing yourself to be seen, even when it feels risky. Now here's something powerful. The people who push others away are often the ones who want love the most. They've simply learned to confuse distance with protection. But protection without connection eventually becomes loneliness. So if you've ever wondered why someone became distant or why you've done it yourself, remember this. Sometimes the greatest obstacle to love isn't the absence of feelings, it's the fear of losing them. If you enjoy psychology, human behavior, and understanding the hidden reasons behind people's actions, subscribe. Because sometimes the behaviors that confuse us the most are actually attempts to protect a wounded mind.